So, here we are in a fantastic restaurant in West London. A usual haunt, and I'm with the G-Man himself. There's a little bit of noise in the background, but I think you'll all bear with us. We have an amazing heavyweight match coming up on a weekend between Anthony Joshua and Mr. Ruiz. Now, of course, we all know that it was Jarrell Miller who was previously boxing the undefeated Anthony Joshua. Do you think, G-Man, that the American public are going to come out and support this fight with pay-per-views in the way that they might have done with Miller?
No. Mr. Miller sold that fight perfect. He was a perfect opponent to parade Joshua to America. He was just big and slow and easy to hit. I mean, this one is big and slow and easy to hit as well, but he can hit back. And Miller couldn't even fry an egg. But what a travesty, really, you know? The American public is being fed this situation here. And Joshua has to turn up now and look amazing. If he doesn't put this geezer on the floor, it don't count. He's got to go on the floor. Otherwise, the Americans go, huh? I'll be going, huh? A geezer's had about 2 weeks to prepare for a fight. What fight are you fighting?
Well, they both had preparation, because even though Ruiz got the fight at short notice, he did have a fight a few weeks ago, which he won by knockout.
Wow.
He's a competent boxer. What chances do you give him against AJ, bottom line?
Well, he must have get hit. And against Parker, he got hit quite a few times, and Parker's on that powder puff puncher. But, he got hit a few times, and in all honesty, he didn't go down. He was a good journeyman, but was it him or was it Parker? That's the thing about it. What we're more interested about more than anything else is this a parade for the future of Wilder and Joshua. That's what everybody's talking about. If you talk to two pigs and two horses, all they want to know, when are two going to get it on? Well, hey, it's all down to, are they really going to get it on?
Well, my question is this. There seems to be a school of thought that says that the heavyweight division is alive and well and kicking.
Yes.
Does it really, in fact, measure up to the heydays in the 70s and the 80s? This is what I'd like to know, in your opinion.
Well, my opinion is that we've got to stop thinking about that. We've got to think about what we got in front of us, not what we had in the past. The past is the past, so we've got to think about the future. The future doesn't look bright and great in comparison to what we had before. But what we got now, we got a good champion. We got Joshua, he's a good champion. We got Wilder, he's a good champion. We got Dylan White, who's improving all the time. The rest, we got that boy who's going to fight Takum. He's going to come and box. He doesn't excite me whatsoever. And of course, we got Tyson Fury, who he does more posturing more than knocking people out. This thing about it, what we're looking for, the pugilist is not there anymore. There's a new society called boxing. There's no fight anymore. Nobody gets knocked out. It's not a fight anymore. There's a masquerade.
Talking of masquerades and fighters and people coming to do business, I think there's a British heavyweight title fight, Daniel Dubois against Gorman. There's no question that those two boys do come to fight. What's your take on that fight coming up in July?
Well, Daniel is going in there in his head a very clear favourite, but a fight is a fight. The thing about it's a good match. One who's very explosive, and the next one who's waiting for something he can nick him from the back door and nick it. Now, the thing about it, both of them had the same opponent, and they didn't look very good. And what I can see...
Kevin Johnson you're talking about.
That's the guy. And what I can see is that if Gorman's going to play the waiting game, if he has the ability to wait 4 or 5 rounds, that Dubois blow up.
Well,
then he's going to have that chance because he hasn't got any punching power.
We did see Gorman doesn't have a lot of power, of course, even though there are quite a few stoppages on his record.
Sure.
I don't think even he would class himself as a power puncher.
Sure.
He's a boxer.
Sure.
obviously Dubois has looked really good in his last 2 fights against Kajanu, who did go the distance with Parker, I might add. Yeah, well, but he did. And he that fight with Richard Latte, our friend, was quite explosive. And one thing's for sure, Larte's no powder puncher.
No.
And he whacked Daniel on the chin.
Yeah.
And Daniel showed no signs of any sort of weak
well.
chin. Yeah.
He handled it. But that's what you're looking for. This is the reason why we're talking about heavyweights, is that people are going to lean towards Wilder, people are going to lean towards AJ, because for the simple reason they do the right job. What they do, they put people on the canvas, people paying money, not to see someone stick their hand and go, oh, I won that. No one ain't got a bruise in front of their face. What is this, a Mickey Mouse business? No, people don't want that. People want to see people on their back, even if they get up and go again. They don't mind that, but they don't want to get someone running around and go, I won. No. It's a fight. People want to see that. People want to see competition. People want to see geezer ribs go down this way and that. People pay money to see that, and that's why Daniel Dubois is going to be a household name, because for the simple reason, he can hurt you. He's got intentions to get you out of there, and that's the kind of thing that people keep thinking about in the past, heavyweights. That's what you used to see. You're not seeing it anymore now. What you're seeing is people out there going shopping in the ring. We've got a fight.
So, are you making Dubois a winner against Gorman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for sure, definitely.
Now, Joe Joyce, last question now, but Joe Joyce his career has really gone well, and he's done exactly the right thing by taking on, right from his first fight, boxing Ian Lewis and straight as in 10-rounder. He's really, he said, look, I'm a decorated amateur, Olympic Games silver medalist, and got robbed. He's been in the WSB, whatever it is, series, which is kind of like pro fights. He said, I don't need all millions of build-up fights. He's steaming right up there. What role is he going to play in the next year or two in that heavyweight division at the top?
I was just talking a while ago about pugilisticness. People who want to come in there and get you out there. And you know what? Joyce, that's what he tries to do. He goes in there, he's not clinical yet, but at least he's got that idea that this is a fight, and he comes to fight, he comes forward, he comes to fight, you hit him, he hit you, he doesn't get hit, not too much, but he comes to fight. He has desire, and that's what you want to see. I don't want to see him and Dubois right now, because Dubois is, in my opinion, he's not too ready for that yet. But what I would like to see is someone like, Dylan White and Joyce.
That's a really interesting match, isn't it?
Sure.
How do you see that one going if it does happen?
Dylan White's got to get past Ruiz first. I mean, Ruiz is a 26-year-old unbeaten fighter. The last fight was against Jennings, who was relatively a good fight, a good journey, man. There's no wow about Jennings, because Jennings don't come to hurt you. But
Rivas is too small.
Well, people say Rivas is too small, and I hear what they say. But the thing about it, Dylan White is no big puncher. He ain't gonna bring no big wow. It's not an easy fight. Dylan White may win on the mere fact that he's a house fighter on points. But we want to see somebody who go out there like Anthony Joshua does, like Wilder does, like Joyce does, dominate. Go out there and dominate and put themselves on the line. Not afraid to lose, not afraid to get hit. Not go out there flicking at the wrist like, other fighters just nicking a decision. I don't want to nick a decision. Nick what decision? Show me in boxing if you want to nick a decision. Keep it long. Keep what long? Keep what long? Get them out of there. Not keep it long. Get them out of there. That's what we pay money for. Get them out of there.
Very last question, G-Man. Talking about getting them out of there. Which round do you think that Joshua is going to get Andy Ruiz out of there on Saturday night?
Listen, I've been in boxing long enough not to have any predictions like that. Ruiz may get Joshua out of there. You never know. Anything is possible. It's all a fight.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.